Hey, how you doing? This is Tom, and this is Tom's Radio Room Show, and we're back with this portable emergency radio. And I guess I can turn the lights off and turn this thing off and tell you what the result of the battery test was. Let me stand by here. Really? Turn the lights on. There's the lights. Wow, that looks like yellow on my screen. And we'll turn another light on. And we'll turn this off without trying to break my finger. Get it out of the way. Now, what we did yesterday is we fully charged the internal battery. This is just a battery that's built into this thing. The manual says I think it's got 2,600 milliamp hours. Let me see if I can get away. There. Get the manual out here, and it tells me. I have to remember to open it backwards, and it's 2,300 milliamp hours. That's the built-in battery. It's a 3.7 volt battery. It's probably one of those kind of fat batteries that they're using nowadays. Anyway, so at 7:15 yesterday morning, I started the radio and the lamp, this lamp right here, on. So that was playing. And I thought maybe it'll last a couple hours with the fact that the lamp was on and the radio was on. Well, I kept checking it was good. 8 p.m. last night, the radio was still on and the light was still fairly bright. So that's 13 hours. And that's about when I was 8:50 p.m. and that's about when I went to bed. I got up about 1 o'clock and it was off. Everything was off except this little tiny red light. You can see it every once in a while. It comes on. There's just enough power for that light to come on every once in a while. So say 7:15 to say 9:15. Because I checked it at 8:50 and it was still good. That would be 14 hours. 14 hours this thing played with the radio playing at medium volume and this light here, which is 8 LEDs, bright, very bright. Long time. And so if you kind of intermittently used it to like check the weather conditions and use the light, it'd probably last 24 hours on that internal battery. Wow, I am impressed. I am really impressed. Okay, so now we're going to move on. Now that I've got it almost completely dead, like I say, that little red indicator light is every once in a while you'll see it come on. So I've got it turned off completely. I'm going to turn the lamp off. That's still on. There, lamp's off. So it should be fully discharged. So I'm going to do my 5-minute crank test where I use the internal dyno to charge that internal battery. And I only crank it for a total of 5 minutes. So I crank it for a minute, I rest for a little bit, I crank it for a minute, the rest of it, do that. So I accumulated 5 minutes of cranking. Only 5 minutes of cranking. Whoop, I just kicked over the microphone. Okay, so let's reset this, and we're going to use this to time my 1 minute of cranking. So I'm going to set it down here, and I'm going to get this ready. Well, that doesn't stay up. Okay. Let me check the what kind of one thing that I usually struggle with on these radios that have the crank is finding a good place to get a grip. So let me just see. Maybe I'll use this handle. Let's see. No, let me just try something here. I got to be careful. That's going to bust my knuckles if I don't watch out. But I think I can do that. Crank it like that. So we're going to start this, and we're going to start cranking. Crank for 1 minute, 60 seconds. And like I say, these are a little flimsy, and there's lots of resistance. So you're cranking this pretty hard. So there's always that chance you're going to break it. bumping up against the front of the lamp there every once in a while. That's not good. We've got 28 seconds. And for me, this is tough. You need to get your teenager son, or if you're strong, you can do it. But for me, this is tough to crank. That's why I can only crank for 1 minute at a time. 45 seconds, and my thumb's about to fall off here. You're going to definitely need that little bit of rest in between. Okay, 58 seconds, 59, 60. Okay. Okay, so that's one. Oh, woo. Hands a little stiff there. That's 1 minute of cranking. So I'm going to, since this is so stressful, I'm going to write down the number of cranks. So we got 1. I'm going to rest my hands. I try to rest for another 60 seconds is what I do. Kind of get the blood flowing back in my hands. Usually on most of these radios that I've tested that has this dyno, it plays for quite a while, you know. And the idea is you just need it to play for a short time, or to have a light for a short time, you know, like 5 minutes. 5 minutes would be ideal with only a 5-minute crank. We'll see. Okay, we're back up to, so we're going to do it clear. I'm going to do it differently this time. I'm going to put 60 seconds on the timer. See if I can figure out how to do that. Okay, I did something wrong. That's 60 minutes. I don't want that. 0060. I can't do it. Okay, so we just used the timer instead of the countdown. Okay, so here we go. Let's start it. Now I'll start cranking. Now give it 3 extra seconds because it took me that long to get it in my hand. Oh, my knuckles. Now, this is probably not the ideal holding, but it's hurting my knuckles with that handle. My fingers underneath that handle. It kind of hurts my knuckles. Because it's really tough to crank. It's got a lot of resistance. And I'm not cranking very fast, and you don't want to crank fast because you're liable to break it. So you got to be gentle with this thing, or any of it. They're all kind of flimsy, I'll say. Okay, we're up to 41 seconds. I said I was going to give it 3 extra seconds. So I need 63. Now my thumb's going numb, so is my brain. Oh man, 53 seconds, another 10 seconds. Now you could go faster than I'm going, but this is all I can do. Okay, 53 seconds. Oh. Whoa. Man, what was happening is my fingers were under here like this, and I was holding so tight, it was pinching my knuckles down in here. So I don't know if that's a good way to hold it. Okay, so that's 2 out of 5. Whoa, we may not be able to get through this test. Wow, my knuckles hurt. The things I do for you guys, golly. Maybe I'll take my ring off. That's part of the problem. There. Okay, I'm trying to restrict myself for only resting for 60 seconds so I can get this video done. Oh. Okay, there's about 60 seconds, so let's stop, clear, and let me just see if I can find it. Whoops. Oh boy, let me see. Any other way I can hold this? There's a little dimple. There's 2 little dimples right there for when you put the handle in, so you can get it back out. Nah, that's gonna. My knuckles are gonna hit. I have to go with this, and I guess that's the way it's made. So let me start the timer, and we'll start cranking. So we're going to try to get 5 minutes total crank time, not continuous. I don't think that makes a big difference. Although as soon as you stop, the battery starts getting drained to some degree. But like I say, I'm not very strong, so this is a struggle for me. It wouldn't necessarily be a struggle for other people. And there's two ways to use the internal battery to charge a cell phone or something. One is to do it while you're cranking. The other one is to crank and charge the battery and then let the battery charge your cell phone. One thing about the handle, there we go. One thing about the handle is you do get a good grip. Other radios that didn't have a handle like this, and you're just kind of holding the radios, you don't necessarily get a good grip. So that is an advantage, although it does hurt my fingers, is you have that grip. Okay, so that's number 3. We're over halfway now. Good. Okay. Let's get my fingers, get the blood flowing again. This is the hand that's really hurting. It's the one that's tucked underneath this handle. It's really hurting me. And my fingers are kind of tight in here anyway. But it does give you a good grip. You don't feel like you're going to slip or have the thing fall on the floor while you're cranking. All right, get up to. Okay, there's about a minute of resting, so we're going to reset and start. This will be number 4. I mean, it's exciting. I could have done this offline and then just showed you the test results, but then you wouldn't see what I go through to do these videos. God, I need some respect. I get no respect. Oh, my thumb's getting tired. 30 seconds done. This will be 4 minutes. So we're getting close. I think I might make it. Oh, yeah. Ooh. Getting a lot of pain in the hand there. 50 seconds. We'll be getting rhythm. Okay, there's no way that I could crank more than 60 seconds at a time. All right, that's number 4. Okay, we're doing pretty good here. Shows you how much I'm out of shape, including my hands. Should have brought. Oh, I did bring something to drink. Stand by, I'm gonna get my drink. Oh. Oh, the camera got caught on my collar. That was kind of embarrassing. Get back in frame here. Okay. One more 60-second crank. All right. One more. Here we go. Going in. Gotta get ready to go in there, champ. All right. Here we go. 50 seconds. Stop. Reset. And 60 seconds, and we're going to be done. Here we go. So it's 4 seconds the light getting started. So I got to add 4 seconds. Hopefully at least the light comes on. I've been really amazed at these cranks on these various radios, how long that the radio and light will play. And what I'm going to do the kind of maximum worst case. I'm going to have the radio on and the light on, which you wouldn't necessarily typically do. So you can get a lot more time off the batteries if you don't use them continuously like I did on my test. And I got 14 hours of continuous use of radio and the 8 LED lamp. Okay, 58, 59. I'll give it 4 more seconds. And we're done. Okay. Total of 5 minutes. Now, the big test is, can I get this back down in here? The big test is, will it work at all? So let me move this out of the way. And I don't have the light on, but I can turn. I'm going to turn the radio on here on an AM station. Here we go. See if the radio comes on. Yeah, I lost the station, but I think that's shortwave. No, that's got to be A. That's still on AM. Oh gosh, I got to start my timer. Oops, stop. Clear, start, go. Okay. So I lost probably a minute there, fumbling around. And time-wise, it's 6:29, so I'll call it 6:28 when I started. So it's 6:28. I've got a station that's not tuned in very good. And I'm going to turn the lamp on, see how much brightness we got. Oh! I wouldn't call it full brightness, but it's still pretty bright. And let's tune in the station. There we go. Okay, I think that's the station I had yesterday. So we're going to let it run. I suspect it only run for maybe 30 minutes with radio and light on. If I get a couple of minutes, that'll be fantastic. If I get a couple of minutes after only 5 minutes of cranking, that'll be fantastic. And the battery was drained as much as I could drain it. This is only the internal battery. I still haven't installed any AA batteries. And we'll see how it goes. So that's it. Next show I do on this radio, I'll tell you the results of the crank test, and I may be releasing that video soon, depending on how long it plays. And like I said before, on a full charge, using the USB port to charge it, I got 14 hours with the radio and the lamp on. If you enjoyed the show, please give me a thumbs up, and have a great day. Bye-bye.